Okay, so thank you everyone for joining the Primo August release highlights. We have many enhancements, notes enhancements with this release, and also we implemented some ideas coming from the ideas exchange. So let's go one by one. First, we can start with the rollout of this release. So multi-tenant and sandbox installation will start on July 22. A week later, for the total care customer on July 29. On the multi-tenant production, we'll have on August 5th, we will have the installation of the multi-tenant production. And 2 weeks after, local Primo customer can download the package and install it. Also, the release schedule is available in the Knowledge Center, and you can link it also from the presentation here. So let's start and see what we are having in our agenda today. As I said, we have a few ideas coming from the Ideas Exchange and the NERS. We will first start with the UX significant change. We changed the user sign-in as a feedback coming from the communities, also posted in the ideas. So we'll have a demo of what does it mean. We'll explain how it's going to be rolled out and what impacts it may have for your customization. Next, we will demo a NERS enhancement for enabling the ability to perform actions on loans on request in the My Library card. So we will see what we implemented with this release and how we are rolling this out. Another NERS request is to improve the way the Facet behave for date range. We try to make it more work like it is work currently with the advanced search. So this is again another NERS enhancement. Another UX improvement that came from the idea, and I want to thank everyone that sent feedback and comments over there in the idea, so we can make this available in the product. So the ability to navigate easily on the search results from the full display. So this is we implemented the idea of the add next and previous. We will also mention some ranking improvements that are coming with this release. Another enhancement is the ability to add more languages to the A to Z bar within the journal and the database search, and request to have main menu links in the service page. Now it could be available in the customization packages. Also, we will discuss and mention some performance improvement with this release. As always, we are trying with each release to focus on improving performance on one area, and some more updates, and then what's coming in November. So let's start. So we are going to start with the new user sign-in, the way we implemented the new user sign-in. We got feedback from the community. In the Ideas Exchange, they're also talking for customer that the sign-in, the way the existing sign-in is not so clarified to the user to find it. The double click of sign-in and more is annoying the user. So we took it internally to the product. We read your ideas, we discussed with the customer, and based on that, we make this user sign-in more simplified. So what we are going to introduce you with this August release, and this change is relevant both for Primo and both for Primo VE for the same August release. What we are going to introduce is a new button next to the menu user area drop down. A new button with only one click you will be able to do this sign in to log into the system. And there is also a menu that is open maybe more common and standard one for your patrons. So you will be able to have this user area menu. It will be different for the way it's going. The links there are a little bit different from the way it's going to be presented to your user as a guest or when user is signed in. So if you're a guest user, there will be ability to change your language at the top, because we believe that most common that guest user will approach the menu first to change language, and then we will have the teaser for the My Library card. We also add there the idea that add the link to the save item to search history to encourage the use of those from this menu, make them more maybe clarifying and notable. Of course, we are open to feedback from you to see if there is a need to customize this in the future. So we are waiting for your feedback on that. If you are a guest user, if you are signed in, you will get this menu, and let me just go and demo that for you. So, as I mentioned, we are going to release it out of the box the way it's currently been implemented. This is going to be the new user area, the new sign-in. So there will be a one button, one link to sign in here, and a menu. I'm guest user now, so this is the options that are available for me. If I would like to change the languages, whatever I configure, which language I configure in the Primo back office, I will be able to see it in this modal component, in this modal component. And now I want to sign in, and once I sign in, okay, I will able to see my name here and have the hint of the drop down. As a sign-in user, I also see my name, the ability to sign down. Also, my library card, also with more with the ability to go to loans and requests directly. Again, we are trying to promote the saved item of search history card, and the languages at the bottom, because we believe that the user already have the languages set up for him, so it's the lower priority. So we'll just let you know that the way we are working in design, we are thinking of every element here, and we are welcome, and your feedback is welcome to see. So the way that we are going to roll it out, as I mentioned, this is going to be, the new sign-in is going to be the default with the August release. So it is out of the box for both Primo and both Primo VE. And we know that there might be impact for your customization. As I mentioned, there are already idea on that, and we saw that people implemented the way we did that. They already separate the sign-in as a button outside of the menu. So we know that this change may impact the customization, so we recommend you to test it on your sandbox. If you think in advance, that prior to the release, that you won't have time to test it in maybe usability, or you need more time to adjust, or you need to do usability testing on that, there is an option to maintain the existing user area. And if you put this CSS in your customization package, you will be able to remain with the existing user area. We just want to mention that we prefer to support only one sign-in, and I think that we think that the new sign-in should answer the needs of the customer and the patrons. So please do use our new sign-in, and even if you choose to existing to buy time for maintain with the existing one, just know that in the long term we would like to support only one user area. So this is about the simplifying the simplified user sign-in, make it more simple to use and understand for the patrons. Next, what I would like to mention is what I'd like to demo here is the nurse request of letting your patron perform actions on loans and on requests, same as they are used to do, same as they are doing for when they open the My Favorite or when they have the search results. So currently, if patrons have items in the loans and the requests, and they wish to export them to the citation managers like Refoc, they are not able to do that. If they want to send it to the mail, they're not even, they can't do that. They can't link item, request item or loan item to a PNX record. So this enhancement came to create this correlation between the request item and the loan item to the Primo record, to the PNX. And once we are able to create this correlation, we are able to apply those actions and to or even open the full records for those loan items. So currently in August, what we are the action that we are providing the patron that we are the actions that are available to perform on a bulk of requests and loan items will be the export one, export to the citation, the different citation management. In the next release, we are going to complete and add more actions, like the email print and the add to my favorites from the loan. As mentioned, we create this correlation between this loan item and request item to the Primo record. Therefore, you will find now that there is a link on the title of the request or the loan item, and this link opens the full details. So currently, if they want to have to email them loan a loan or an item request, they will be able to do it on a single record, on a single item. And in the next release, they will be able to perform this on a bulk of items. I just want to scope this. This enhancement. This enhancement is relevant only for those items and loan requests that are coming from Alma. We work with the Alma team, and all of those APIs from the Alma, they added the MMS ID over there. So in order for us to create this correlation between the item and to the PNX and the Primo records. So let's have a quick demo on that. So I want to go into the library to my request. I will sign in. Okay. I will enter to my loans from the new menu. And then I will see now that there is a checkbox. I have currently 50 loans over there, and I choose to work only to select only 2 of them. And once I'm select, I see these 3 dots that I used to have and used to get from the search result, because we are sharing the same user experience on all of these interface in Primo. So I would like to see what actions are available for me, and I see that I can export the 2 items that I selected to the RAS. And I can do that for all of those, the same. I can do this also for all of my loans, okay? So this is from the loan. Same goes for the request. Okay, I can do the same. Once I mark one of the requests, I got these 3 dots, and those are the actions that I currently have. I can see that there is also a link here on the title of this request, and this link leads me to the record, to the full record, so I can perform more actions that are available on a single Primo record. Currently, I can save to my favorites and also get and review the details of the full item displayed. It's open in a new tab, so I can return to the list here. So this is the enhancement requested by in the via NERS. Okay. So next, another NERS enhancement that we have that we implemented with the August release was to improve the way it improved the way we are working with the Facet date, making it more accurate and find resources that are within the date range. So just before I start to see what we improve, I just try to explain what was the issue all about. So we used to have some problem with the way local records with date range were retrieved in the search result. If there is local with the date range, with the data range, we used to have, when we search for the facet, we used to um, go and search for, use only the creation date field over there. So if there is a date range, some of the records were failed to find in the search results. So when we examine the example that we got from the customers initiate this NERS enhancement, we examined and checked the way it works with the advanced search, where the advanced search is using another field, the start date and the end date. So what we did now in this enhancement to solve this this issue and to make those records more aligned with the way the advanced search is we we refer also, when we search in the facet date, we refer not only to the creation date, but also to the start and the end date in the search section. So records that are current, so that we can find those records within the range. So again, we change the behavior to align to the way it works in the advanced search. The scope of this enhancement, we're making it relevant for local records. Now, local records that do have the start date and end date in the PNX sessions will be found more easily. So this is one thing that we did for this NERS enhancement. And another thing, if you wish to update your normalization rule, we also allow for local records, if we have several dates that's supposed to be mapped to the creation date, we also allow multiple values to be displayed in the PNX for those creation dates. So I would like to demo this. What we are going to see here is I'm going to find this journal, and I activated the filter. I already activated the filter to find only 1960, this date. If I go into this journal, I will see that the creation date that it's currently marked on it is 1959. And I know that in the PNX we also have the range, the start date and of 1958 to 1961. So before this enhancement, this record was not discovered through the search when you filter by 1960. And now having the search engine look also not only on the creation date, but both on the start date and end date, make those records appear in the search results. So we improve the way date ranging, facet date ranges is working. Okay, next. Next is the improvement, UX improvement that's supposed to save you a lot of clicks. It's voted very highly in the idea exchange, and before we implementing that, we request some feedback in the idea exchange to better understand the use case that they perform. And I would like to thank anyone who posted their comments over there. We took them, and this is the way we implemented. We allow now easy navigation in the sequence of the search results. It's implemented not only on the main search results, it's in all of the pages where we have a few results, a few items in the results, like my favorite, the database search, the journal search, and let's go and see that, demo that. So I'm searching for easy navigation just to demo it, that we are now trying to see how easy it's to navigate if I have results in my search results, and now I'm opening the full display, and I know that I would like to go and see the next one because I think that it is relevant for me. So I will be able to navigate to my next result from here or to the previous result. Of course, this arrow, once this bulk of records underneath the search results reach to the 10 records, the next arrow here will also trigger the load more results. So behind the scenes, so when I come back to the record, to the search result, I will see also the next page that has already been loaded. For the keyboard navigation users, we also allow this next record and previous records to be implemented. Okay, so here I can also navigate in using my keyboard, and when I am when I results, this is something that we need to fix. I supposed to be on the last item that I've already been focusing from the my full display. So this is and then again, if I add several records to my favorites, you will see these arrows also display also in the my favorites. Okay, so I'm trying to navigate here and to my first item, and then from the my favorites, I also be able to scroll and navigate in the sequence of those results. So this is implementing the ideas that coming from you. Okay, next. So now we are going to talk about ranking improvement for this release. The first one we will talk about is we created separation between the contributor and the author. Currently, the way that it's working in Primo, that creator used to get high boost to display the results that are relevant for them. But since we are sharing the same field in the index, in the Primo index for creator and contributor, so currently the contributor is also highly boosted, same as the creator. So if you wish to make this differentiation between the way to refer differently to author and contributor, in order to allow that, we created now two separate fields, one for the creator and one for the contributor. So any customer that wish to have this ability to boost differently contributor and the creator will have to update his normalization rules to support those two fields, creator and contributor, and then repipe and index the data in order to allow this different boosting for those fields. Of course, we are also remaining, we remain also for the customer that doesn't want to get that, the creator contribute field as exists today. So this is up to your decision by taking the normalization rule and align it to your institution, to your local data. Okay, so that was about different contributor and creator boosting. Another ranking improvement that we are doing with this release and is going to be released gradually is the book reviews. This is also coming from the idea. So we would like to boost down the book reviews and show them in the search result only when users specifically request them, for instance, by the facet of the book reviews. So we are going to gradually deboost it. So we are going to start with a low deboost and then test it and test with our measurement and then decide on that. And I can tell you that in the future, in the next Primo release, what we are going to do is to create this correlation between book and the book reviews to create a dedicated user interface, a link to the book review. So if you are getting a book and you would like to see those reviews, you will be able to navigate through those review in a specific CUI element. So this was regarding to the ranking improvement with this release. Okay, next we got requests from some customers and we are adding them to support more language in the journal A to Z and in the database A to Z. So now library will be able to define one of those following languages in the A to Z bar. They will be able to define English, of course, and we will be able to add Hebrew, Chinese, or English and Norwegian to this bar. There is a new mapping table. We call it the AZ links, where you can define which language to enable and in what order to see them, in what order to display that. So now with those more languages, Patron can will be able to search for journal that starts with either one of those languages, starts with the letter of either one of those languages. The meaning of the others in such a case is that others will refer to all of the data that is not mapped to one of the letters that is activated in your A to Z languages mapping table. In order to add more language and make it available, this is again required the repipe and re-indexing of your data. So you can decide based on your data what languages to support. Let's have a quick demo for that. So as you can see now, there is a new language selector here. The English, and these are all of the languages that we are currently support. We have the English, the Hebrew, the Chinese, and the English and Norwegian one. So if I'm going to the Hebrew one, I'm going to get all of the materials that start with this letter. I will be able to get Chinese. And this same configuration is relevant also for the database search, and I will be able also to have this English and Norwegian special characters being added over here. So this is regarding to the A to Z. Okay, another request coming from the ideas is the ability to customize, to be able to see from the Primo service page also the main menu link. So this configuration will be available by CSS customization. So if you would like to have in your Primo service page those menu appearing, you have to. I pointed a link here to the article that says how to apply this. You can also find it in the highlighted documentation available in the Knowledge Center. So this is regarding to customization of the main menu link. Okay, let's go talk about the performance improvement. With every release, we're trying to focus on specific area we think that need to be improved. In this release, we optimized the way the record full display is being opening. So we reuse these directives and we optimized the opening. We also made it more available for the navigation in the sequence. So this is the improvement for this August release. More small updates to mention is that we also got requests to add for customization of new footer element. So if you wish to have in the footer links, contact links, opening hour links, some legal notice, or anything that you think you would like to be seen with every page in the Primo interface. So now we added this Primo Explore footer after to be used by you. It will be appear in the My Library card, in the main search, in the My Favorites, and of course in the Other interface. So you can use that. Another fixes that to improve the visualization. We also improve in the collection discovery the way that collection images were shown in the collection folder. So we used to have, if we only have one image, currently we get only one image from the Alma or from the data defined for the collection, and we used to complete those images, the rest of them. We can display in a collection discovery folder up to 4 images in this folder. We used to have 1 image taken from Alma, and the rest of the images we took from underneath this folder to create some paddle and teaser for the user to create. I can tell you that we are working with Alma in order to allow this configuration up to 4 images to display per collection through Alma, and then it's up to you when you configure those collections to decide what images to show here. Anyhow, until this will be implemented, the way what we currently improve is that if we have only images and there are no images to take underneath, the image will be shown on the entire folder. So it's fix for the visualization of this feature. We also improve some labels and making them more accurate, and also making and changing them to be appear in the fonts. So you will see some visual improvement for that. More updates, not necessarily related to the August release, but just to let you know. So regarding to the newspaper, we're still on the beta phase, and we are encourage you to activate and give us feedback on that. We just want you to mention that starting August 8, you will see much more new collections available for activation in your institution profile. So more collections available for activating, and it will also encourage you to activate the newspaper collection and give us feedback. Of course, just mentioning when you activate the newspaper collection, that means that you will no longer get them when you get the results from the Primo Central, when working from the Primo Central, but you will be point out to new search interface where you have the ability to search against a wider and more various collections of news. Of course, we will search on news collections that are activated for you, but if you choose to expand, to search with the expansion, then you will be able to see much more news items available over there. So this is update coming from the regarding to the newspaper search. Now, I covered all of these highlights of the August release, and I would like to mention what is coming next, what in the November release. Okay, so in November release, we are going to have the database categories implemented. I know that since we released the database search, some customer didn't activate it. We waited for the categories to be implemented in order to complete, to make the feature more complete, and allow the patron to search by the area or the categories. I'm going to show you some mock-up for these database categories. It takes a little bit time to load from this mock-up. So what I just explained in the meanwhile. So we are going to have these database categories work with Alma, and I will on maybe with a static option that I will mention few minutes. So the way it's going to work, you will have the database configured, the database mark in Alma where you can catalog and can add those categories. We will have some end-to-end to explain how we expect to have those categories configured on the mark record. So we will be able to get from Alma these categories dynamically taken from the data and display them here in Primo. And then once user click on those categories, I'm sorry that it's taking okay. So once user is clicking on those categories, it will be able to get all of the database that are available for this kind of level, so and the level underneath. If I would like to get only the databases that are relevant for this category, I will click on that and I will be able to get only those. So this is the mock-up for that, and this is what is coming in November. As mentioned, it's going to work against Alma for the API, but we also consider to have this working against some kind of static files. So again, from Alma, we will get it from the built from dynamically from the data when you change, and we will have some option to get it from a URL with a static XML. So if you're not an Alma customer and you feed this file, you will fill these category files to make Primo able to read them, and you make your data also have those categories to the data, published to your data in a certain field, it will work also for you. So this was regarding to the database category. Another thing coming in November is the reference entry. So on top of the search results, you will be able to see a reference entry with the descriptions of there. More UX improvement that was delayed from the August release is the ability to get the text wrapping for the Facet width. I apologize for And first I notified that it's in August, it was delayed, and it's coming on November. And we will complete the My account. We will have the ability to add more actions over there, the email, the print, the add to favorites. So we are going to add those. We will have the ability to email on items from the loan of the request and those. And another request for improvement is the ability, if you are a consortia, or you will be able, we used to have the institution drop down from the My Library card appear here. Just a second. And now, there will be, we got a feedback that the patron can find them, those institutions, so we are going to change them to make them appear more, make them more appearance in the interface to be selected from. So this is another UX improvement. So I cover all of the things that I wanted to mention with you, and this is a good time for questions.